Here in this video, we are going to be starting with $800, turning this Ford Taurus, which is completely broken and ruined, into a car that we can flip for a huge profit. Oh no. So it looks like we're going to have to take off the timing cover, replace that water pump. Gonna go ahead and do all the timing as well. That's my tap. The paint can exploded. All right guys, so first look at this car. It has the twin turbo V6 engine in it. It's the Police Interceptor, so it's got all the nice fancy upgraded parts, stronger cooling, stronger suspension. Right off the bat, noticing got a lot of this old police wiring. I'm seeing a lot of oil spills down in here. It's really nasty. Hopefully just the valve covers. Hood shocks are bad. Lifting it up with a stick. Probably gonna have to change that out. Missing our center console. Oh goodness, we're gonna have a lot of work. That's cool. Now it's sharp. Ooh, is that a 10 millimeter? Guys, we're already winning. We're up one 10 millimeter socket. We've got more wiring. Gonna have to see if we can get all this out. Still got all the antennas and stuff for the police car, but gonna have to do something about this roof. Looks like these are starting to come out. Let's get to work. See, got most of this wiring done. Got the back seats out. Those are a pain. I've got to clean those up. But I'm about to get started working on getting the rest of all this wiring out, which goes underneath here and then under the front seat. So I got to take the front seats out. Alright guys, so I've got all the seats out, working on taking out some of these extra brackets, and then I'm going to take out all of this floor lining. That way I can get to all these wires. Doing the wires just to make sure that when they decommissioned this car, they didn't accidentally cut anything important to the car. Let's keep rocking and rolling. Finally got all the floor mats out. Now we can get to removing all these wiring harnesses here and continue to remove all the ones from back here. And this thing needs to be cleaned bad. Going so far so good. So far so good. You guys can see right here, this is all the stuff I've pulled out of it. Hood struts are next. All right, hood struts are in. Now I can work under the hood safely without dropping it on my face. You can actually see the floor now. It's not just covered in dust. It's not perfect by any means, still some dust, but it's a whole lot better than what it was. This is what I used for a vacuum. It's actually a Bauer shop vac. It's cordless though, so super handy for stuff like this. And then I use this to get some of the really stuck dirt off, especially in here, all the caked in stuff. So here's the water here. Started off clear, obviously. Very much not clear. And we've just got dirt. Yeah, everything is looking great. We're on day 2 of this flip. Had the car for all of 2 days now, so trying to fast track everything, getting everything done within, I'm aiming for 4 days. All right guys, under the car, we're gonna try and get this oil drained. Got our 14 millimeter. Oh, it was on there. Let's see how this oil looks. Oh no, oh, that's not good at all. That's my oil drain plug. That's where the oil's supposed to go. That's not good, guys. That is not good. We got a little bit of oil now. Little bit. Yeah, that is not good. There definitely, I don't think, was enough oil in this car. This is gonna be interesting. All right, guys, so I just did some research, and it's looking like it's a really common issue on these Tauruses. The water pump is actually located inside the timing cover, which means that if that gasket goes bad, it'll leak coolant everywhere. So it looks like we're going to have to take off the timing cover, replace that water pump, and while we're in there, gonna go ahead and do all the timing as well. It had a couple issues driving before, so I'm hoping that while we're in there, we can get all that fixed, get it taken care of, and get it better than new. Gonna get all those parts ordered, and once they're ordered and in, or you know, if I can find them local, we'll go ahead, get this in, and go ahead and get started working on that. All right, guys, so I actually went ahead and started on working on this timing here. So let me show you real quick. We got the valve covers off, intake manifold here, air box, all these hoses. Gone ahead and I've got the side timing cover off. Got everything marked. Got my tools in to keep it from twisting. The last thing that I got to get off is secondary chain here, tensioner there, tensioner down here. Got all the new parts here. Got a new water pump. You can see the old one, only one gasket, and this is plastic. Got the upgraded one. This is metal, and then 2 gaskets. I also noticed, so they sent me the wrong timing chain. As far as the marks go, has the same number of links, but the mark was off by 1. So I went ahead and created my own mark here on both of them, which only has to be over by 1 on the gold ones. So got that good. Counted the links on the main chain, the primary chain. That's good. These cars are a little bit difficult because there's different VIN numbers that require different timing kits, but everything looks like it should work. I went ahead, this is a huge help, marked all the wires and where they plug to. So, you know, that one goes there. That way when you're putting it back together, everything goes together a whole lot more smoothly. And in the trunk, I've got all the parts. So all of this stuff needs to be cleaned up. You gotta be careful when you're working on these, on the high pressure fuel pump. The connector broke off. So I bought a replacement high pressure fuel pump. All right, so cheers and wish me luck. All right, guys, so we got the secondary chain on this side. Like I said earlier, had to make the marks, make sure everything lines up on both of these. We've got this one lined up here, and then also lined up on that back side. We're gonna keep on going. We just about got this torqued in. That's the last bolt that I have to torque down. And then from there, I'm gonna finish putting all these guides in. So pretty simple. Anyways, let's keep rocking and rolling and should be finished up here soon. All right, guys, so it's been a long struggle, but we've got the timing chain in. We've got everything in, everything installed. I'll show you real quick. Got all the marks lined up. So we've got this dark chain on that dot right there. We've got, it'll be easy for you to see that lined up with that gold chain there. This yellow mark, there's, you can't really see it, but there is a mark in there that's lined up. Over here, that lined up, that lined up. We got that lined up. And then if we come all the way down here, we've got the middle of these two lined up with that mark. Little bit of slack right here just because we have not actually released the tensioner yet. And Obviously, these tools are fitting in perfectly, so everything's still aligned. So I'm absolutely pumped right now because this timing took a while. This is my first time ever really doing it, but we turned the engine over a couple times, and then our tools, you can see tools line up super smooth. Like, after turning over the engine a couple times, those fit in there really well. Let's get it. So I just got the valve cover gaskets on, or valve covers. Torqued everything down. Everything was great. And then I went to torque it one last time, and they snapped. I used a torque wrench the first time, got it right below what it needed to be, and then I wasn't using it the second time, which might be on me. Snapped and snapped. So now I've got to drill those out and go get replacements. And this thing is like all put back together. I'm so mad, but it's gonna be okay because we're gonna drill those out and get those holes retapped. And once they're retapped, we're gonna replace them with new bolts, and it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. So anyways, that's how this is going right now. My plan, if you remember, these bolts on the valve cover got snapped off by some idiot. I don't know who did that, but I'm going to see if I can drill them out and tap and die those. So I've got right here tap and die set, and I got a cheap set of these extractor bits. We'll see how that goes. We're in the process of tapping and dyeing everything out. I got good news and bad news. Good news, these are both tapped. That one and that one both tapped. Bad news, but that's my tap. It snapped. That's hardened steel. I was drilling into whatever the heck the other screws were, so now I gotta drill that out. My stupid self was using the drill too close to that when I drilled it out, so I've got to take all that out, which is not going to be fun. All right, guys, so we got it all done. Got new bolts and new bolt there as well. This one I was able to get M6x1, which is the original spec for the bolt. This one I had to go a little bit bigger to M7. So we got all of that taken care of. I think that's deserving of a lip pillow. Guys, day 3 here, actually technically 4. Today, what we're going to be trying to knock out is actually painting this roof here. So I've got to tape everything off and then wet sand it, then we can get to painting it. Also thinking of maybe tinting this here. So yeah, I'm pumped. Let's get this thing sanded today. I'm gonna get as much on film as I can. Let's see how this goes. Alright guys, got the first run of 80 grit finished, and then see if I need to go over it some more with 80, otherwise we'll go up to like a 220. Alright guys, so we just finished with the 180 or the 80, and then we did 2 passes with 220. Rinsed it off. I'll show you what it looks like in just a second. I'm letting it dry off, but real quick, I'm taking a break with my dog. Say hey buddy, you good boy? Yeah, you good boy? You playing with a stick? Yeah. That's a good boy. Got everything sanded down to 220. Waiting on primer now. So primer should be here around noon, maybe 1 o'clock, hopefully. All right guys, paint was just delivered. I was actually in the middle of editing a video, but it looks like we're about to go get painting. What do you think, bud? You think go paint? He says go paint. All right guys, so it's about 5:30 p.m. right now. We've got it all primered, and I've wet sanded the whole thing, just rinsed it all off, so letting it dry real quick. All right guys, so we just finished the first coat here. Looking a lot better than it did to begin with. You can see some of those cracks, but it's looking much better than it did before. What I'm using is this Rust-Oleum automotive enamel. One of these should coat 1.5 hoods or roofs in my case. So that's why I use it. I can get about 3 coats out of it, which is sweet. So we're finished for the day, finally. Oh my gosh. I hate sanding and I hate painting and I hate repeating that process like 20 times. But it is all painted. I got the clear coat on, all that stuff. Let me show you what it looks like real quick. So here we are. See, pretty glossy, which is what we're going for. Get, you know, pretty close anyways to what the factory paint looks like. Anyways. That G85 just did a burnout and 360 in the middle of the road. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's the next day and the paint is all dried. I just got all of the stuff off so I can show you guys all the wrap. So I'm gonna show you guys that real quick. So here it is. It's looking pretty good. When you are not really close to it, you can't tell. When you get real close to it, you can see some of that cracking, but it turned out pretty well. All right, so these parts just came in, the new reflectors. Went ahead and got them smoked out to match that right there. So going to throw these in. That's the wrong side. I'm an idiot. Interesting. Everything lines up. Let's try this one again. All right, guys, so we got the rear reflectors in. Next up, gonna paint this here black to kind of go with everything. Probably gonna debadge it. All right, so we're about to put some oil in it to get it ready to run. Like I said, all we're waiting on is the ignition coils. They were supposed to be here yesterday and then today, and they got delayed again until tomorrow. So first things, I'm just putting in some cheap oil. It's just a synthetic blend. I'm gonna be running full synthetic in it, but this is just kind of to flush everything out since we had coolant in there. So I've got supposed to be 6 quarts on these SHOs. It's actually recommended to add an extra quart past what it recommends. So I've got 6 quarts. I've got a quart of ATF. This will help. This kind of acts as a motor flush. And then I've got another motor treatment here to help clean up some of the gunk in there. So we're gonna put this in there. Once we get that in there, we're gonna probably run it for like, I don't know, 30 minutes. And then we will drain that and change the oil filter and put our good oil in it. Here goes the ATF. And time for about half a bottle of this, and then I'll put the rest in the gas tank to clean that system out. That's done. Got oil in it. Let's go check under the car and see if anything is leaking. All right, underneath the car, nothing is leaking, at least not yet. So I think we're in the clear. All right, guys, so I've been waiting for the longest time for these ignition coils to show up, and they still haven't showed up. So I'll be honest, I've lost all my patience and put back in the OEM ignition coils. So now we're going to see if we can get this thing started up. I've got a jump pack here to help the battery because the battery was reading low. And then I've got a code reader. Once the jumper box is hooked up, we're going to see if we can get this car to start. I have no idea if it's gonna start. I've tried my best to prime the high pressure fuel pump that we replaced. So that's pumped up. So let me hook up this battery box and turn it on. All right, I've got power here now. Dash is lighting up. That's a good sign. So far, so good. So we've got a bunch of permanent codes. I just ran the OEM diagnostics and cleared everything. There was like 28 codes on here. I'm gonna scan it one more time. Radio works. Sweet. Turn off. Still waiting on this. So permanent catalyst system, permanent crankshaft position sensor, cold start A, crankshaft position timing, permanent, and then intake, again, permanent. So none of these should be an issue. Let's see if this thing starts. I just stopped the video, but it just started up. It seems to be idling well. So you can hear the high pressure fuel pump ticking. That's what's ticking there. But oh my gosh, guys, it's running. I can only leave this running for so long because I have that transmission fluid in it to kind of clean it out. Guys, we might have just got this car running finally. This has took so long. I'm gonna have to burp these lines of air because the heat won't work, and obviously the cooling won't work. The car will get hot. So it seems to be running fine though. Let's rev it up. Okay. It seems to be working. It's not bogging down or anything. Guys, I'm so unbelievably relieved right now. I don't think the reality has kind of hit me. Like I said, this is my first time doing timing or anything. So I was super nervous. I'm gonna let this get up to temp. Let it run for about 10-15 minutes. And then I've got to drain the oil back out of it, change the oil filter, and then I've got an oil pressure sensor that I'm gonna be throwing in as well. That's another kind of common issue that I've seen, at least with these. It's been running for about 6-7 minutes now. Still running good. All right, guys, so we've got our heat working now. We've got heat, and let's check the AC. I know you guys can't feel it, but AC works, so everything's working well. Car's finally up to temp, been running for 20 minutes, 15-20 minutes. So now let's go ahead, get that oil drained out of it, get the good oil in it, and then we'll see if this thing drives. We're not in the clear yet. We know it runs. Yeah, so I don't see any leaks anywhere, which is very good sign. So let's get this oil drained out, good oil put in, and then change this filter here. There's the new, or the newish old oil. Looks pretty clean. Very good sign. Alright guys, so I'm wanting to change the oil pressure sensor. It's that sensor back there. Yeah. You can see how that's going to prove to be a little bit difficult getting in there, but we'll figure it out. Ford really needs to start making some tougher bolts. Granted, these were pretty rusted, but that snapped a 1/4 inch ratchet, so that's just pathetic. Anyways, all right guys, so we got the old one out. You can see how much crud is in there. All right guys, so we got the oil pressure sensor in, and we've got the oil filter here. Went ahead and lubed up that gasket. So I'm actually gonna take the old one and put it in there. And now we're gonna put this on. So I'm gonna take out those and wipe that surface up. And we're gonna put this on hand tight. Perfect. Now that the oil filter's in, drain plug's tight, we can start throwing down our oil. All right guys, so now we're out here kind of prettying up the car. Goal for today is wash it, buff it, and polish it, and then paint the calipers. So we've got these sanded off, or we used a drill with a wire brush. Got them all clean, wiped them down, and then we got our stuff around them. Gonna be doing this side and then the other side. Next step is to prime them, and then we can paint them. Well guys, the paint can exploded. The paint can, yeah, absolutely exploded. So now I've got to run to the store real quick and get some acetone to get all that cleaned up. Sweet. All right, guys, so we reinstalled this fender liner here. Just gotta pressure wash it. And then same with this one, pressure wash under here, clean that up. And then before I put these wheels on as well, I'm also pressure washing these wheels. All right, guys, this side is finished. Got both of those wheels back on. And then waiting on this side to dry. So in the meantime, I'll start cleaning the other side of the car. So far, where we are at, we've got all the wheels back on and the calipers painted. Let me show you this side. So they look really good, a little bit hard to see. And then I've got this back emblem painted black. We're doing that black, kind of black out the rear end. Next thing, I'm gonna put some of these tools up, and then gonna pressure wash the car, wash it up real good, and get it looking nice. So, also fixed this piece of trim here with some sealant and glue. Gonna do the same thing on there, and then I've got to get some 3M tape for this here. All right, guys, so we just finished washing it and buffing some of it off. Oh man, it's been a long day, but we've got it done. I'll show you guys what it looks like. There's the rear end of the car. And we'll go around. See, body is not perfect. I'm not finished cleaning it yet. I still gotta wipe it off once more with a microfiber. But it is looking a lot better than it did before. Guys, now the last thing for me to get done on this car, one, clean up the interior, get all my stuff out of there, but then two, see how this thing drives. I'm excited. I know I am. I hope you guys are excited to see this. So let me get everything out, and then let's see if this thing will roll, because so far we started it, we know it runs, but I haven't actually tried to drive it around yet. So let's see how that goes. All right, guys, so clearly it runs and drives great. It sounds good. I don't know if you guys could hear that turbo spooling, but it sounds great. So yeah, that's pretty much all we have for now. Now time to shoot some pictures, list it up on Facebook Marketplace, and see what we can get out of it. All right, guys, so it looks like this journey with the Ford Taurus is coming to an end. So I purchased this Ford Taurus 2014 with 175,000 miles for $800. So all in, that brings our total, all in, for this entire car at just under $1,400. $1,400, guys. Pretty crazy. I've had it listed now on Facebook Marketplace for about 3 or 4 days. I've actually already had 3 people come and check this car out, but I've had one person that came check on it offer me $6,000 in cash. I've also had a couple other people that haven't come to look at the car yet. They've also offered me $6,000. Reason I'm telling you this, if I was to sell this car for cash, about $6,000 is what I'm looking at. But I have 2 trade offers that I'm currently working on finalizing. I can't tell you guys what these vehicles are because I don't want to ruin the surprise, but we could be going from this to a very, very cool car. I want to tell you guys, I just can't. So anyways, keep your eyes out for the next video, because in the next video, there's a very good chance that we are going to be trading this up to an absolutely insane vehicle. So anyways, I hope you guys like this content. If you did, don't forget to leave a like down below. Subscribe if you want to see more. Leave a comment in the description if you want to see a specific vehicle type of content. If you have any suggestions, recommendations, corrections on something that I did wrong, anything like that. And I will see you guys in the next video. Keep an eye out because it's going to be insane. I'll see you guys soon.